to you wherever you are that you are listening to me presently. Very good to be back to you this time, this very hour of the day. Wow, actually, it's been a very long time. In fact, most of the people think, is this man still existing? I don't think Adam is in export business. Why we try his number, it's no more going, his website also down. Wow, what are we going to do actually? I just want to say thank you for all of you, for your calls, for your messages, tweets, most especially, I must confess, your Facebook and all those things. Actually, it's not that maybe we are no longer in the business, and it's not that maybe export business is not actually moving, or maybe it's no more profitable. Actually, export monarch course version 1 main website was put down because we were working on the version 2. As you can see on the screen, we have export monarch 2.0 right now, and I must say to you, I'm going to reveal to you how to download it at the end of this training. But before we move on to today's topic, that is today's discussion, I would love to give out my new contact details actually, and I'm going to let you know the reason why my previous number is no longer working, or you understand. Now let me give you my, so in case you want to contact me right now, maybe you have one or two things to ask me, you can use the details on the screen to reach me for call. If you love to call me, if you want to call or send a text, that is an SMS message, you can use 090 68515601. I call again, 090 68515601. And as well, you can use that number to look for me on Facebook. You understand? All you just have to do is log into your Facebook, then on the box provided at the top of your account, just type in this number there and hit your search box. It's going to bring out my profile account, and from there you will be able to ask me anything you love to ask, or if there is anything you are facing in export business and you want me to give you a support, and you just call or just follow what I just said now. I'm going to answer your questions accordingly. And if you would love to also contact me maybe through email, you can use my email address as well. I use profbiznet@gmail.com. That is profbiznet@gmail.com. You can use any of these to reach me. You understand? I'm always using the following contact details, so just use them to get across to me. If you have anything you want to ask me, feel free to ask. Me. And moreover, like I said earlier, Export Monarch version 2 is now available. I'm going to give you the details of how to download it. Oh, what's happening? Don't mind all these things. I just want to bold that in so you can be able to see them clearly. Oh wow, I don't like this. Let me change this. Don't worry. Baby, you mad? I am mad over you. Baby, you got maybe. Okay, I think that should be okay. Wow, now that's good. Like I said, you can use the number online to send a text or just reach me direct. That is 090 68 515601 to get across to me. You can call me, it's always available. And should in case you call that number, due to most of our busy schedule at times, traveling and all those things, and you would love to ask me a very question about your export business, you can use the email provided here to get across to me, profbusiness@gmail.com, or better still, log on to FB, that is Facebook. I will use fb.com. You understand? Then on the box provided at the top of your account, just type in this number there and you hit your search box, so you're going to locate me without any issue. From there you can ask me anything you want to ask me. So that's that concerning my details, as well as Export Monarch course. Don't forget, Export Monarch course 2.0 is out. Then that was the reason why we pulled down the version 1. You understand? It won't be making sense for us to be giving you an access to an outdated or some information that are no longer existing. You understand? So we need to revamp the course, so in order to let you have what is necessary and the latest in export market. So that's far as Export Monarch course as well as my details is concerned this day. So today I'm going to be discussing with you actually one of the most difficult questions or challenges that people face when it comes to export business in Nigeria. And what's that? That is what to export. You understand? When it comes to export business, actually, it is not all about maybe sending any out products. As an exporter, you want to make sure that what you are selling is what market is required. You get me? And most of the seminar, that according to people actually, that most of the time when they organize a seminar, they just talk about foodstuff alone. Yeah, as I'm talking to you, foodstuff is making wave, is selling well, and people are making it out of foodstuff. But foodstuff is not only the products we have in this country. You understand what I'm saying now? So a lot of people are getting it twisted that it's like looking so convincing. What am I going to be selling? You understand? Especially most people who are seeing the major people who usually ask this question are those people who are in paid employment. You understand? But they want to come into export business, so they don't have any idea of what is selling over there. So if you are one of these people, this particular video is for you. And also, if you are a farmer maybe or manufacturer, you have your own products, you get, but you want to know which market is making more wave, definitely this video is also for you. You get what I'm saying? So let me switch and I will be right back. Alright, welcome back. Actually, there are a lot of exportable products that we have in this country, but the major problem is that people don't really know what is selling. You get, we all know that one product will always make more money than another. That's just the fact. You understand me? That's just the fact in export business. You get it now? So one product will always perform more than the other. In other words, I can say there will be more buyers for one product than another. So I can also put it that way. You understand? That is, there are some certain products that will sell fast, whereby you can able to make more profits. Whereas there are some products that even though they are selling well, but they are not more demanded like that. So let me just put it that way. So what you want to do as an exporter is, how do you discover these pot of gold in export business. That is, how will you know which product is selling fast? You understand? Which one is selling fast at the same time selling well? So that's exactly what we are going to be treating in this maybe in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Actually, we are going to be doing it together. So okay, before we go ahead, I always encourage anybody who wants to get involved in export business, and whereas you really don't have your own product or you don't even know what to export, the first thing you want to do is just to look at the type of product that is allowed in Nigeria to be exported. That's where you need to start your assignment from. You understand what I'm saying now? You don't just pick any product you get. You want to know, okay, is this particular product allowed? Can I really export this out of Nigeria? And so how do you know which of these products is banned or halal? You can easily visit this link. Just visit this link as you can see on the screen. You can write it down. I'm going to leave it for a while so you'll be able to write it down. Or simply go to google.com and make a search like Nigeria exportable products. You understand? I know there are lots of blogs, a lot of individuals are talking about it. Even some people who have not even been able to export export anything in their life, also talking about export business actually. So, but in order to know what is allowed to be exported out of the country, that's why I gave you this link. Just go to customs website, then go to their list of provision list here, then click on export. So you'll be able to identify. We have about 6 to 7 products, you understand, that you cannot take out of Nigeria. Number one of them is maize. You might be surprised in that. Why is it maize? You understand? You understand that? Yeah. Then the second one I think is raw hide skin, and so on, just like that. Just visit this link. You will be able to identify the ban or prohibition list of items that cannot be exported out of Nigeria. So in that case, apart from this list, Nigeria still have numerous products that can be exported and at the same time highly demanded. So how do we find the sweet spot? You understand? So, and here I said starting a profitable export business or an export company requires a couple of things. You understand? The number one is that you must have a knowledge of documentation. That's number one. Second, you must know how to find a foreign buyers. 3, packaging and logistics, and so on like that. But what makes you an export ready particularly is the type of product that you are trying to sell. You understand? Let's say for instance now, I can't just go to market without any product and I say, okay, I'm looking for buyer. You know, it sounds crazy, it sounds somehow. So for me to sell, I must have a product. You get what I'm saying? I must have a product. That's what this having a product makes me a seller. You get? This makes me a seller. So how do you find this product? Before you think of finding products at all, before you even think of going to export business at all, there are some things that you will need to do. You understand what I'm saying now? But before we get to that point, let me quickly reference all this. Like in the beginning, I told you that Nigeria has about 6,400 exportable products that are highly demanded in international markets, and these products are grouped or divided into 5 categories. So having visit this particular portal or this link, Then we are going to examine those groups one after the other. Now, the number one group is what we call agricultural product list. You understand? This is number one group. In this group, this is where we export raw or nut or seed products. You understand now? So these are the products that classify under a particular group, that is agricultural products. You get what I'm saying now? And this example include something like sesame seed. We have cashew nuts. We have cocoa. Don't forget. We have cocoa. We have bitter cola. Not butter. It's bitter cola. Don't mind me. It's bitter cola. We have cola nuts. And so on. We have tiger nut as well. We have charcoal. No, under this. So the list, so on like that, etc. So they are very plenty. This is number one group. You understand? So all you just have to do is at least pick one or two from here. Then follow what I'm going to teach you in the next 20 minutes, so you can be able to carry them out. Then the second group is what we call manufactured. Let me be taking it one by one so that. Okay, before we move on to the second group, let me explain this very well. Agricultural products or agricultural exportable products are the ones that fall under raw, nut, or seed. You understand? These are the group of products that has not passed through any processing. You understand? Maybe by turning them to flour or all those things. So all you just have to do is process them, that is clean them. That's what we mean by process. But that is clean them, then bag, then export them directly. That is, you clean, then you bag them, then export. All this. So you can export them in raw as they are. You understand? So either nuts or seed. I have also given you an example: sesame seed, cashew nuts, cocoa, bitter cola, cola nut, tiger nuts, charcoal, and etc. So those are the groups. Those are the products that fall under this particular group. Another group is where we have what we call manufactured or processed products. You get what I'm saying now? So these are the products that also pass through normal processing, like fermentation, peeling, this and that. You get what I'm saying now? So they are also an agricultural product, but they pass through another process before they become the final product. This is where we have foodstuff market generally. You get what I'm saying? This is where we have foodstuff market, like yam flour, like cassava flour. You can continue mentioning it like that, like beans flour, and so on. Also, this under manufacturing process, also we have ugu. This is where ugu was a group. We have ugu, we have chili, whatever you call it, chili pepper, and also we have smoked fish, anything food items, majorly foodstuffs. They are classified or grouped under this particular group. You understand what I'm saying now? They are categorized under this group, that is mostly foodstuffs. You get? That's why we refer them as manufactured or processed products. So another one is solid minerals. Wow, solid minerals. I can say only 1%, or between 1 to 5% of Nigerian exporters are exporting solid minerals in Nigeria. You understand? In fact, if you are coming to this line as a business that you really want to do, I would like to know you can go along with solid minerals. All you just have to do is know how all these things works. Now under here we have gemstones. You understand? We have lead oil. We have zinc. You understand? We have and some other things like that, calcium, magnesium, all those solid minerals. This is where we have them. So all these are categorized under solid minerals. I've given you about 3 groups now. We have agricultural products, we have manufactured or processed products, we also have solid minerals, and also giving you at least 2 or 3 examples under each category. So another one is handcraft. If you are into that, we have our handcraft. This product is also highly demanded, but most of us who are into this business locally, we often discover the potential in this particular work. Sure, you understand? If you are into bead making, I can tell you there is a lot of huge demanding for this particular item in overseas. You understand? All you just have to do is know how to package it, and we are going to get to that before we leave this particular video. You understand? Under this, we also have calabash carving. Yes. Now, the most important one is, let me tell you one day. So one of these days, I have an opportunity to meet a friend. You understand? So in that show, I was invited to a show outside. Sure you get. So I saw we have a lot of band boys. I actually don't know. Maybe you understand what I'm saying by band boys. Those people that usually come to ceremony to come and play. You know, they play for you. Call them musicians. Yeah, let me put it that way. The musicians. Aha. So it's one of my friends that have this particular group, and I was invited. You get what I'm saying? Now, I was in that show, as the guy was, now beating the drums. I'm going to tell you the name of the drum. So you just pay attention to this, because most of us, when we're talking of export business, the first thing that comes to our mind is foodstuff. I know foodstuff is making money actually, but there are some other area that they are either ignore. You understand? People are not really putting mind to that area. You get? But if you know how to go into that area, you just understand that you are smiling to banks. People won't know your secrets. You understand? So that's why I'm piecing all these things for you, so you will know what to do. Now let me go back to the discussion. So as we were dancing, now smiling on the chair. So I just hear boom. What happened? One of the drum just broke. You understand? And which drum am I talking about? We're talking of talking drum. Talking drum. Please, can you tell me how much they are selling talking drum here in Nigeria? I don't think it's even up to 5,000 naira. You understand? You get what I'm saying? But over there, talking drum is highly expensive. You get what I'm saying? This is another niche for you. This is another market for you. You get what I'm saying now? This is another market for you, if you know how to get into this. But see, I won't lie to you. I've explained to you that we have a lot of exportable products, really, and also let you know that we have some ban where we also have the one that also approved. So all you just have to do is look for the one that it can be exported. But in a normal export business, as in export business that you know that you want to be making money, you want it to be profitable, you don't just pick any of our products. As in, you don't just pick up any product and begin to be export without even know what the product owes for you, whether it's going to sell or not. You understand? I came up now with a list of 4, right? And each list has at least nothing less than 5, even just the one that I've mentioned here. What about the product that I've not mentioned? You understand what I'm saying? So how do you pick products or products that will make you money? You understand? So the first thing you want to do is you must know how to carry out or conduct a proper export market research. That's just it. Either you like it or not. You know what I call export market research. Sorry. You get now. I call it EMR. You must know how this is working. How to conduct a proper market research that's going to reveal to you a lot of things. You understand now? In fact, before you can be able to start receiving any export orders, that is getting someone to order for your export product or whatever, you must know how to conduct a proper export market research. If you really don't know this, I swear to God, I will never advise you to go into export business, because I know you are going to waste money. That's just it. But it's quite unfortunately that most of the organizers we have in Nigeria, they don't talk particularly about this. Actually, I don't know why. You understand? I don't know why. I don't know. But as for me, all my students knows me that if before I even sit down with you, we are going to conduct this thing together first. So in this video, I'm going to repeat that to you. The reason is that this question is coming up. If I receive 50 calls in a day, 30 of it will ask me, what do I need to export, sir? So instead of asking me that question, the first thing you must have as an exporter is a procedure on how to carry out a proper export market research. So let's see what's the benefit actually. Export market research has a lot of benefit. So like I have it here, I said export market research is defined as a collection and analysis of information about buyers, product markets, and the effectiveness of marketing programs. Now, the image I have here, just like a river, you understand? I'm going to use that image as an illustration to explain to you what EMR really is before we move on, we further on into this video. Number one, let's see export market. Let us see export market. Export market as a very big river. You understand? And that's just how it is. International business is like a very big river. You understand? Now you want to go into this river. You want to go there, maybe catch a fish. You understand? Now you want to go there and catch a fish. Now, like the man inside there, you can see this man is in export market now. This man is looking for fish. You understand? Now you hold your hook and line. Hook and line. You understand? Now you are set to make a river. Now your product is your hook and line. You understand? But what you are looking for is fish. You understand what I'm saying now? Don't forget, your river is international market. The hook and line is your product, while the fish is the buyer. You understand what I'm saying now? Now you're already at the side of this river. Now you are with hook and line. Now how do you get a fish? Without a proper export market research, you won't have anything. You understand? You won't have anything to get. The reason why I say this is that, number one, you need to understand that the same products you are about to be exporting, there are millions of people who are exporting the same thing. You understand? We have people from Ghana, people from Cote d'Ivoire, we are from Cameroon, and major of Africa. are also into export. Even if you're talking of food stuff, you get what I'm saying? If you're talking of food stuff, so that is why you must attach at least something that will attract the fishes to come very closer to your hook and line. And before you can do that, the only thing you can do is to conduct a proper export market. If you don't know how to do this, you are not export ready. Sorry, you are not export ready. That means you are not ready to go into export business yet. A lot of people do talk, okay, we are going to show you what is selling. Nobody can give you a product. Are you getting me now? Nobody can give you a product. We can only suggest. You understand? It is your duty as an exporter to carry out a very proper research on what we give to you. Although we've been in it, you understand, we know that those products are selling. But when we're talking of export business, there are two things that comes up first. You get your target market, you understand, and the potential of the business or the product itself. You get what I'm saying now? Now, in your target market, you want to find out which one is major market, then which one is minor market. You get now under products. Now you want to know, okay, during the economic recession, for instance, now during the economic recession, what is the growth? What is the growth of the products? You understand what I'm saying? What is the growth of the product? Is there any buyer for it during this particular period? During this period. Do you understand what I'm saying now? When we're talking of export business, these are the things that really you must get involved. Number one, because you want to target a market, so you must also know which one is major market, which one is minor market, then the potentials of the product. So what really happened during the economic recession? Let's say, for instance, as we are in this country, Nigeria presently, there are some products that even federal government placed ban on. You understand? I could remember that there was a time we banned importation of generator or something like that, all those electric generating plants. You understand? There was a time we banned importation of rice. Am I lying? You understand? So now, as an exporter, you want to know what happened to any product you want to be selling during economic recession in your target market. Now, after the economic recession, what's also happened to the product? Will they be able, what's the growth? You understand what I'm saying now? What is the growth after immediately economic recovery of that particular market? When I talk about market, actually, I'm talking about country. Market simply mean country. That's what I mean. So whenever I use the word market, I'm talking about a particular country. You get what I'm saying now? So in every export business, you want to know your target market, major market, as well as the minor market. You want to know which one is major, at the same time, which one is minor. You understand? Now, you cannot have all this I've been saying on the screen without conducting a proper market research procedures. I think you follow what I'm saying actually. So this will reveal to you which market is major for my product, which market is minor for my product. At times in export business, those minor markets gives you an opportunity to sell faster than the major market, because most of the major markets that we are trying to sell to, there are lots of competitions over there. So meanwhile, if we target the minor market, we will have penetrated more buyers than when we just focus only on the major market. So that is why I said EMR is a process, or is defined as a collection and analysis of information about buyers. product market, and the effectiveness of marketing programs. Now, once you'll be able to conduct a proper market research procedure, you will understand the following. You will understand the following. One, you will have your target market. You get it now? Now, under your target market, like I said a few minutes ago, I told you, you will know what if there's any economic recession, then what happens immediately after economic recovery of the particular market. Do they still continue importing in large quantity or in small quantity? Okay. This particular phase does not really mean maybe you are exporting in large quantity or in small quantity. If whatever you might be doing, whatever your position in export business, you must be able to understand this. That's why I'm emphasizing more and more on it. You will see that I'm like repeating myself. So you will understand this particular phase is very, very important in export business. Okay, so during the EMR process, you will understand your target market. You understand. It will also reveal to you products potentials. You understand? That is, you will know what the market owes for you about your particular product. You understand? Now, if you are rushing, I've took my time to answer you in the beginning that we have about 6,000 foreign products that can easily be exported. But knowing what can be exported is not like knowing what is selling well and selling fast. You understand? So this will reveal to you the potential of any product. Then number 3, it will help you to write a bankable export business plan. You understand now? This will also help you to write a bankable export business plan. So having know your target market, having know what your product is all about, then writing a bankable business plan will be very easy for you. You understand? Because with this, you will also be able to understand your marketing strategy. Your marketing strategies. You get what I'm saying? And it is this marketing strategy that will lead you to getting a reliable foreign buyers. I think you can now see how all these things works in pari passu. That is, they work in together. You get what I'm saying now? So it's like if we don't conduct a proper EMR, getting a reliable buyer could be a thing of very difficult for you to do. In fact, most of the people that are asking me that, oh, sorry, how do you normally get a buyer? I tried Alibaba.com, I tried TradeKit.com, this.com, that.com, but yet I'm unable to secure or get a foreign buyer. It's simply because you really don't know how to conduct this particular phase we are talking about. So, let's see the uses of export market research. It is used to identify the potential of product. I've talked about that times without number. It is used to evaluate the marketplace of products. This is where I want to. I've also talked about this, but I'm still going to emphasize more on it. Now, for instance, foodstuff actually, most of all targets only US and UK. Whereas there are some minor markets that we can target and make more money, even than when we try to focus only on US and UK markets. So it is during this EMR procedure that is going to reveal those minor markets to you. Number 3 is helps to determine who the real buyers are. I talked about that as well. It is a useful tool to write a bankable export business proposal or a proposal or business plan. Apart from that, apart from all these I've mentioned, it helps you to determine who are your competitions. You understand what I'm saying? This helps you to determine who are your competition. You will know who are the major player in a particular target market. Let's say, for instance, now, if I want to be exporting ugu leaves, for instance, now all I have to do is conduct a proper market research on ugu leaves. With this will help me to review even number one, my target market. Then number two, the potential of ugu leaf in international markets. Then number three, it will help me to identify the real buyers from my target market. Then number four, it will help me to determine who are the competitions. Then who am I competing with? You get what I'm saying now? These people that I'm competing with, what do they have? What is their marketing strategy? That is their marketing strategies. You understand now? Then this also will makes me to understand market demand. You understand? A lot of people, when they call me on phone, hello Mr. Ademilu, I have a lot of food stuff actually. I've been to 50 seminars and they talk about food stuff. Actually, but I'm still unable to know what the market demands. You know, that's rubbish because they've not revealed to you the proper way of doing it. You understand? Export business is not something anybody can just come up. You must be able to identify what the market, what the market owes. You understand now? How do they really package ugu leaf to my target market? You get what I'm saying now? So, okay, if I want to be combining other products, let's say ugu leaves and palm oil, so how am I going to be packaging it? You understand? Now, number two, it is this EMR, that is export market research, that will lead me to know whether my target market will require me to collect any form from the importing country. You get? Let me tell you, for instance, now. Let me say this, for instance. If before you can import anything into Nigeria, you must collect a form called Form M. You understand? So, is it also the same thing in other countries? If I'm going to be exporting ugu leaves to them, do I need to collect any form? Do I need to register with any association? You get? It is this EMR that will point you to all this procedure. Now tell me, if you don't know how to do all this, how do you do a successful and profitable export business? You know what? I reveal to you now the definition of EMR and the benefit to you as an exporter. Apart from that, it also reveals to you the competition in the target market, what customers need, then what the market wants, that is market demands, then how to determine the packaging procedures in a particular target marketing. I've talked about all this. But before you can be able to know all this, you must know that there are two ways to conduct a proper market research. There are two ways that EMR can be conducted. You understand? Well, if you look at the definition I gave to you here, I said EMR is defined as a collection, that is, you are collecting something. What are you collecting? You're collecting data about your product. Now, you have not really finalized on any product you want to be exporting. You get? So you want to collect enough data to make sure that will I be able to sustain, will I be able to make my money back in this particular product that I'm about to be exporting. You understand? Be it agricultural product, manufactured one, solid minerals, or handicrafts. You understand? And at the same time, I said it is a process of analysis of information. Sure you get. So we are going to start from the point one of the definition, which is connection of data. So export business uses two ways to collect data. Way number one is what we write as primary data collection and secondary data connection. So these are the two major ways you can use to conduct a proper export market research, and these are the things that they don't teach you in those seminars. Let's leave that aside. Actually, I really don't want to be giving issue. Now let's see how primary data connection works before we move on to the secondary data connection. All right, so EMR, primary data connection. Primary data is documentation or research that you have created or conducted yourself. Do you get what I'm saying now? This is something that you've done personally. You get, these are the data that you collected by yourself, the documentation, the research. So when we're talking of primary data, that is, you are the one that carry out this the research procedure yourself. Now I said primary data is usually completed through the following methods. Number one, observation. Maybe you just look at a particular, you'll be monitoring a trend about a target market. You understand? You'll be observing it. Then number two, experimentation. Then three, interviews and surveys. When we're talking of interviews and surveys, now you can ask anybody in US, okay, I have this product. Let's say for instance, ugu leaf. I love ugu leaf. So maybe in US now, okay, maybe I have a friend over there. Hey, hello, Mrs. Ademiloyi. I have ugu leaves and I would love to be exporting it to London, for instance. Can you help me verify if there's any what it means, what I will need to be exporting this, to carry out this exportation in a successful way? Now I have got involved. You understand? That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to collect data for my ugu leaf export business. You understand? Now I've sent Mrs. Ademiloyi to go around in London to help me do the survey. You understand? To do the survey. What Mrs. Ademiloyi will simply do for me is to move from one store to another. Perhaps Mrs. Ademiloyi also have all the time available. You understand? Now, the another way you can conduct interview is just to ask body. You see, all these major products, especially the agricultural products, they have what body that govern them. These are the area that these are the body that be monitoring the trend for us. They are the one that usually give laws. Okay, this is how you should be exporting this particular product to this country. You get, this is how the exportation and importation of this particular product is going to be done. You understand what I'm saying? Now, like cocoa, for instance, you can go to cocoa.org or cocoaworldwide.org or something like that. You can go to their portal, then click on the export and import of cocoa. You can use that portal to ask more about you, to collect more data about cocoa. You can also do the same with any other product. Now let's talk about source of getting data for primary data connection. Corporate annual reports. Like I said, there are some also organizations that what they do is that they print annual reports of all these import and export business transactions. You can pay a fee, maybe like $1,000 or $2,000 for this. You can be able to get this. You can be able to use those magazines or reports for data connection. Then number 3 is record of shareholders meetings. You understand? There are some bodies as well, both importers and exporters. They do take shareholders meeting. You can also go or just get a report from there. Company products and catalogs. There are also companies that specialize on, now placing a particular product on their store, so you can easily read through their portal. Then you can be able to use all this method to get data connection, as it to collect enough data for your product. Now the second way of doing this actually is secondary, where secondary data connection procedure. Secondary data is very simple to conduct than the primary, because secondary data is an existing data. You understand? These are the existing data or information that you can get. You understand? Like the one I mentioned, the portal now is an already existing data. You can visit and download. Then you use the data available on most of these portals as to carry out an export market research about your product. Most of the time, this information will reveal the most important company importing country, which I refer to as market. You guys now, they review most important country. Then inside the market as well, that is inside this most of this important country, they state, most of this report also states the major players. You understand what I'm saying? Then you will use this as the major players are the top exporters of that particular product. They also review the major players concerning the importers. That is, they reveal to you who the buyers are. You understand? But most of this, you will need to pay for them. You get what I'm saying now? You will need to pay. But for the sake of people who are watching this, or for most of you that will be expecting Export Monarch version 2, in Export Monarch version 2, I review a free method that I always use to conduct a proper market research for any product. Be it agriculture, be it handicraft, be it foodstuff, anything, just mention it. This is something that I've been used. This is a free method that I've been used for very long time, ever since I started. You understand? Even if you look at this, what I'm teaching right here, it is not common in most of the seminar. You understand? They don't talk about EMR at all. You understand? So because this is something I've been using for my own business, but I just want to give it out here for free. This will make me to know. The particular method will make me to know the export market, both the major as well as the minor market. It will also reveal to me the buyers, and therefore targeting them in my marketing strategy will be very easy. You understand? So in export market version 2, there is a free method that I always use to conduct EMR. You get what I'm saying now? So this exactly is what I'll be giving to you as well for watching this particular video. This is under this. In fact, in version 2 of, let me talk about version 2 of Export Monarch in view before we call it a day. Yeah, in version 2 of Export Monarch, Export Monarch V2, in module 2, that is in video 2, I talk about 30 products that I have already conducted a proper market research on. So all you just have to do is pick out of any of these products, both from agriculture down to handcraft. You understand? Just pick anyone, you understand, and be exporting, because there I reveal to you the target market. That's the first thing. I reveal to you the target market of any product under module 2. I reveal to you the target market. I also reveal to you the sourcing market. You understand? I also reveal to you who are top players. You understand? I mean the major players. That's what you are going to get in module 2. But in a situation whereby maybe I don't mention the products that you love in that particular tool, but I have up to 30, between 30 to 45 products listed there, which I'll be exporting myself. You understand? So that's why I created video 3. I call it module 3 actually. With module 3, that is why I use this free method to conduct a proper export market research. You understand what I'm saying? This, all you just have to do is follow the procedure. I use about 3 to 4 products as an example in that video, and it was not up to an hour 50 minutes. So all you just have to do is follow the cell one after the other, so you also be able to determine your market, especially if you are already a food processor. I know food processors, maybe you are into yam flour already, yam flour or bean flour, and you want to know where your products are highly demanded. All you just have to do is just go straight to module 3 of Export Monarch version 2, and you will be able to see all this. It will take us a very longer period. That's why I really don't use that method here. You get what I'm saying? But if you're already a farmer, or you are into handicraft, like I said, production of talking drums, bead makings, Ankara clothes, guinea, and all those things. You understand what I'm saying now? And you want to know where major of these products are needed, just go straight to this Export Monarch version 2 video 3. I use this method and make sure I pieces everything about this particular exercise. So, because the reason why I'm saying this over and over and over again is that this is a very important to a successful export business. So you do not need EMR if you just need or want to play trial method. You understand? You understand what I'm saying now? You really don't need export market research. If you want to just maybe spend your money to see how export business really is, you don't need. But if what you are demanding for is if your goal is to set up a profitable export market, you can't just do without EMI. You can't just do without export market research. You can't just do without it. And I told you that there are 2 ways of doing this. That is primary data connection, and secondary data connection. Primary data will cost you money. You understand? Like you interview people, you ask them this and that. You understand now? Primary data connection method or procedure will always cost you money. But with secondary data connection, I told you there are existing information. All you just have to do is to plug in my system, that is my own strategy. You get it now, and I'll see how this works for you. In fact, if you can follow this particular video very well, that is video number 3 in export market business version 2, Export Monarch version 2, you will see how I made this process so simple that you already know where your buyers are. So you understand. So that's far as export market research procedure is. Don't forget that what we have been talking about since is that before you can pick any product, that is, you can think of what to export. Actually, the first thing you want to do is to check out the prohibition list of Nigerian customs. This is number 1 thing you must do as an exporter. You understand? So having done that, you will just see that there are some products that you cannot export. You get? Don't ask me why. You can ask Nigeria Customs the reasons, but don't ask me. You understand? If you call me and ask me, I will not answer you. Sure, you understand? So having done that, then second one is carry out proper EMR, export market research procedures. You understand? So you carry out export market, the proper one. That is, you must know how to do it step by step. We have two ways of doing this. I've given you number one, then number two, I've also informed you where to get it. I will give you the download link to download the Export Monarch version 2 soon. Now, I told you that with export market research procedure, it helps you, even if you have your own product already, if you are a farmer, you understand? If you are a farmer, or even if you are a processor, you understand what I'm saying now? If either if you're a farmer, a processor, or if you are in paid employment, you don't know any product to pick at all, this particular stage will help you. This will also help you to write a bankable business plan for export business. It also helps you. It helps you in getting foreign buyers. You understand? Because once you know your target market, you already know what you just have to do is develop a working marketing strategies. You understand what I'm saying now? You leave all those Alibaba, blah blah blah, and so on. You look up those things. So you understand what I'm saying now? So all you just have to know is follow what works. And if you do 4 of Export Monarch version 2, I also explain how to get foreign buyer from your target market. So that's far as this video is going to be concerned. You understand? We'll be talking since morning about what to export. Now, if you want to download my free method, like I said, all you just have to do is visit this link. Visit this link here. This is the Export Monarch version 2, as you can see on the screen. So in order to download the free method as well as other packages involved in Export Monarch, all you just have to do is visit this link, bit.ly/EMC, that is Export Monarch course kit 2. Let me write properly here so you can be able to see what we're talking about. To download Export Monarch version 2, visit http://bit.ly/EMC Export Monarch course kit 2. That's all. Then you'll be able to download the method I'll be able to mention here. At the same time, the other bonus packages like I've mentioned, so you'll be able to download it. Especially Export Monarch version 2 will be available as God leave it. So if in case you want to ask me any question, don't forget you can reach me now on 09068515601. So this is where I'll be calling it a day for this video. I want to say a very big thank you again for your call, for your text message while we are away working on version 2 of this course. God bless you abundantly. I remain your friend, your coach Abi. All right, I remain your friend, your boy Adewale Ademili. All right, God bless you. You can now join me on Facebook. Oh, I forgot to let you know to also know that as well. Apart from adding me on Facebook, actually, you can now join me on Facebook. To join me, all you just have to do is type this URL www.ofb.com/NIFAD Farms. You understand? We've upgraded Green Crops Nigeria to NIFAD Farms Nigeria. So all those things are what we are doing when we were away. You understand? We need to register, we need to upgrade our name from Green Crops, because there are a lot of people now calling themselves green this, green that. In order to separate you know now, separate the kidney come from sharp, you know. So I don't want to be diluting myself with anybody. So I need to be using my own name. That's why I intentionally put down the main course on the main website for version 1, and I thank God for the success of this Export Monarch version 2. Thank you. God bless. So in case you have any question you want to ask me, use any of the details above, or just rewind this video to the beginning. You'll be able to get across to me. Love you. Like my one of my daughter would say, I love kissing. Love you.